Je vais le lancer déjà. Oui. Okay. Now we're ready to go really down to business and to start with the analysis of our data. We've looked at how the data is presented in Sphinx Campus, and now we're really going to look at the analysis module. I'll continue using the automobile survey, which by now you probably know by heart. So as you see, it opens up automatically in the data module, but now I'm going to click on the next one, which is the analysis module. And so what we have here, the screen that we see here, is, as you can see, we have the purple button. The screen that we have here is a preview. Now, what does a preview mean? A preview means that Sphinx Campus gives you an analysis of all the questions in table and in graph form for all the questions. So I have one big screen. As you can see, I am scrolling down on this screen, and I have all the questions that appear from 1 up until question number 32. So if I drag my mouse down, I can go right up to the bottom or to the top. I can also use the scroll down menu here. If I click on the scroll down menu, I can jump immediately, let's say, to question number 22. But it is always one big page where you see my scroller, my mouse. As you can see, my cursor here is in the middle of the screen because it is one big page where I have my results. Okay, so this is called the preview menu, and this is the default view that you have when you click on the analysis module button. What we see here on the right-hand side of the screen is I have the choose filter. Remember that we saw the filter possibility as well in the spreadsheet view, in the data analysis view. I can do exactly the same here. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select only the men that responded to this survey. So I'm going to choose the variable, which is gender, variable number 31. So I choose gender. You see, I'm here in the filters tab. The purple tab is the active tab. I choose gender, and the response, I choose men. So this, if I click OK, what this will do is it will filter all the responses by keeping only the men in the sample. Okay? So look at what is happening here in the right-hand corner. I have the name, of course, of the survey, but I only have 98 answers because I have only 98 men out of the 200 full sample. And so I have the answers that appear for all the questions. It's exactly the same, but it is limited to the men that responded in the survey. Okay, so this is the filter functionality that you can use. I use it here for gender. You can use it also for the first question, which is what we did in when we used the data. When we looked at the data, for instance here, if I look at the filter for people that have responded yes to the first question, obviously here I have 100%, and I have different types of results depending on the type of filter that I choose. Now, if you use the filter, be very careful. If you want to go back to the total sample, be sure to click again on the little X, and be sure to have again the total sample that appears here if you want to do an analysis on the entire sample. Okay, so this is the button Choose Filter. The other button that is very interesting is the Share button. In Share, what you can do first of all is to print. So here what you see appearing is a window that opens up that allows you to set up your printer and, for instance, to ask color print, to define the printer where it is going to be printed, and so on and so forth. So you have your different possibilities here that appear on the left-hand side of the window that opens up. Another Share possibility is to export the preview, and you have different formats in which you can export your preview. You can export in PDF, which will allow you to have nice images and nice tables, but in which case it is more difficult or less easy to cut and paste if you want to include it in a report, for instance, in a doc, in a Word document. But you also have the possibility of exporting it into a Word document, or if you don't have Word, if you use an open source software, you can also do that. You can export it in an ODT format. As you can see, you can also include some. Okay, je recommence. What you see on the right-hand side is that you can include some other parameters, such as the format of the page, either portrait or landscape. You can also include the number pages or include a specific header. And the header is up to you to define. Okay, so these are interesting possibilities for you to export this preview of the analysis. And finally, what you can also do is a dynamic share, which is, for instance, sharing the current analysis on social network or by email, or you can also include it in a website. Okay, these are various possibilities that you can do with this Share button that you have here on the left-hand side. Okay, so these are the possibilities that you have when you're using the Preview button. If you click on New Analysis, what you see appearing is a different table. Different things now appear on your screen. You have first the purple button, which is called Flat Table. It's not a very good translation, but basically it is a univariate statistic or descriptive statistics, so one variable at a time. You can also do some crosstabs, which means that you're going to analyze two variables at a time. You can also use the button called Textual Analysis. That is very useful if you want to analyze text variables. And then finally, we have an advanced analysis, possibilities for doing multiple linear regression, classification, which is very useful for determining segments. We can have a principal component analysis and also to have a matrix importance performance. But these are functions that you may see in another course. We will look in other videos, we will look at the other three possibilities, so univariate statistics, crosstabs, and textual analysis. J'avais dit, hein, 10 minutes. Ça marche.